Basic Hawaiian questions. 3 basic questions. What is the first question? What? What? Uvai'oi. Question you had out there. Uvai'oi. Who are you? And not somebody asking you the question. You asking you the question. Who are you? Eia au naone kane. Huli koe nui o kahikili. Kahikili wahilani. Kasa mana mana. That's me in ceremony. But who you? As an indigenous person. What is the indigenous person? What is so important about this indigenous person? Your ancestors. The only reason your ancestors ever existed was for what? For you. And you know why you exist? You know why you're sitting here?
For my descendants.
For the moai, for the future. If that's not the purpose, you're in the wrong place. Because the ancestors sat here just for you. So you could sit here. The other question, not yet. What is the meaning of this existence is? Do I understand my ike hanau? Anybody know what ike hanau is? What is ike hanau? What?
Knowledge.
Instincts. Do you understand your instincts? Knowledge, you go to university, go learn knowledge. What is your instinct? Uvai'oi. I am this. But if I am not in my instinct, I'm nothing. And believe it or not, I'm getting to this. Uvai'oi. Do I understand my instincts? What is my purpose in life? Not what I'm going to be, doctor, that kind of stuff. No. What is your purpose? Your purpose in life? That's the first question. The second question is what has to do with this, lolopua. But if you don't know the first question, you kind of lost already. Second question, what is the meaning of life? Life. What is the meaning of life? What is life? What is responsible for life? What do we need? And this is what Lolopua is all about. Every living thing on earth needs one basic thing for life. What is that?
Water.
What? Somebody said what? No shame. No shame. There are no mistakes. Only lessons. If we say the wrong thing, that's all right. We're only learning. If we shut up, we're stupid. Because we're going to stay stupid. But if we talk, if we answer, and it's the wrong answer, over here in Lua, no mistakes. There are no mistakes. Only learning. Learning. What is the most important thing for all living things, no matter what kind of living thing? What is the most important thing? What is the thing that everything moves and reacts to?
Water. Air.
Anybody?
Sun. Water.
What?
Water.
Somebody said something?
Sun.
Who said what?
Sun.
Sun.
Come on.
Sun. The sun. The most important thing. When the sun moves, every living thing adjusts. moves. And if you don't, you die. If you just sit still, you die. The most important thing every living thing must be aware of and follow is the sun. Our ancestors knew that. All of our ancestors knew that. That's why they call us what? What they call us? Who are we? The Kanaka who? The Kanaka Helela. We are the people who follow the sun. Where the sun go, we going. The Kanaka Helela. And these two things here, Lolopua is when the sun is directly over our head. Last week, what day was? Olohe Kalani, what day you had Lolopua last week? Last week, over here, the sun was directly overhead. What do we do then? What happens then? We come together. We sit down. Excuse me, when I'm talking, please, okay? When the sun is directly overhead, Lolo Pua, everything comes together. And what we do is we create an Anu'u tower. And we sit there and we drink Ava. And we honor that time that we can sit under the sun directly. Lolopua is when the sun is directly over our head. Where does that happen? Where does it happen? Does it happen everywhere in the world?
No.
Where does it happen?
Near the equator.
Between the tropics. The tropics of Cancer, Kealanui Poloiva Okane, Tropic of Cancer. Kealanui Poloiva Okanaloa, Tropic of Capricorn. The sun goes from one tropic to the other. One tropic to the other. And our ancestors make sure when we migrate, we stay under that sun. We call him the Kanaka Helela. Okay? So, now you have a basic idea. Lolopua, okay, when all the energies come together. When the sun, us, the earth, the stars, all in one line. What happens then? Is that just a great time? Is that something we just going to make one big party about? What happens? Is it significant? Lolopua. Olelomai.
Lolopua.
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 Kanaka Helela.
Kanaka Helela.
Kanaka, people. Hele, go, la, with the sun. When the sun go, we go. When we migrate, every 6,000 years, we're going to migrate. We have to migrate because the sun moves. And we migrate to where the sun stays. And we keep migrating, and we keep migrating. The Anu Tower is the first ever calendar of humanity. And you know who invented that? Who invented that calendar? Our ancestors. They invented that calendar. They found a way that we can identify and celebrate that moment. I have a question. How many times does that happen a year? 2 times. When? When the sun going north. This is Kapi'ioho. Where's north? That way. When the sun going north, pass over us. The sun goes up to Moko Akamo Ali or Necker Island, turn around, come back. pass over us again. When the sun passed over us in May, we celebrate. When the sun passed over us again in July, we celebrate. That is our most important time that we must celebrate. And we will, and we do. You know, in ancient Hawaii, when was the last time Lolopua was celebrated? When do you think? Pukola. Pukola. Heao Pukola. Kamehameha built this just before he invaded the islands. This illustration was made by Herb Carney. What do you notice on there? You notice a white tower here. It's called the Anu'u Tower. Without that tower, that place has no sacredness. It has no point. It has no place. 1819, Kamehameha passed away. That is the last time in history that we know that Lolopua was celebrated. Why? Because that's when Kahumanu said, we kaput our Hawaiian culture, our Hawaiian practices. But you know what happened? The word never get out. Not everybody knew. Not everybody found out that our cultural practices was now gone. Some places, like where I come from in Hana, places like that, they continued to do it. They continued. And when I was young, in the 40s, we used to do it. We thought everybody did it. Can you imagine? I was surprised when I came to Kamehameha schools and found out nobody was doing it. I'm like, what's the matter? What happened? But that never make us stop. We continued. And now we're bringing it back. This past year, we had Lolopua up here, May. And we went to Kona. We had Lolopua there. Why is Kona important? Kona is important because that's just about the first place that the sun touches as it's coming from the south. Also, that's where Kamehameha passed away. That's where we symbolically look at the end of our kapu system. So it's important that we went there. And some of the little guys from Kona, kokua with us, we did Lolopua. Then we came back to Maui, we did Lolopua. The sun went up to the north, came back down. A couple of weeks ago, did Lolopua there. And we did Lolopua in Iao, in Hana, Kaimalino. For us, in Lua, Lolopua does not die. It continues. Okay. In Hana, they never teach us to draw, so you just gotta. This is how we see the earth. Modern, they see the earth this way. Us, we see the earth this way. Right? Hikina. What is Hikina? Anybody know?
East.
East. Komohana. Akau. Hema. Kia ala ike ku'uku'u. Anybody know what that is? Kia ala ike ku'uku'u, the path of the spider. Equator. The sun travel here. Yes. Never go outside there. In here, ha'amau. Outside here, ha'ole. Hawaii over here? Someplace? When the sun comes over here, we put up a tower. Oh. This is one tower that exists in Hana, in my place. Never comes down, stays up there. Just wait for the sun. Just wait for the sun come. And when the sun comes, there's a umeke or a tanoa underneath. Like that. When that sun is in the middle of the tanoa, lolopua. That's our goal. This happened this month here at Olohe. Where do we do this? Where do we do this? Where do we go and say, we're going to make a new tower right there? Where do you think? He said, hey, anywhere you like. Anywhere you say, I'm going to make one right here. That's where it belongs. You make them in your yard. You know when Kamehameha, when Captain Cook first arrived, and they were going up and down the big island, and they saw all these towers sticking up. Right? And in the ship's log, they asked the question, what are these towers for? Towers are all over the place. And one of their historians on board, and you know, I don't know the exact story, but I know the understanding is that one of the historians on board said, oh, that's what they do to talk to the gods. And we're like, huh? We talk to the gods? No. That's where we go when we know the sun is directly overhead. What happens when the sun is directly overhead? What happens? Is this just a moment in time? Or does something really happen there? Is it really significant? What happens? What do you think happened?
New breath of life. It's a new breath of life.
He said breath of life. What else? Anybody want to guess what happens? Does anything significant happen? Yes, sir.
Some kind of direct mana transfer from the sun.
Some type of direct mana transfer? Yes, sir. That's a description. Kaukalai kalolo is in the dictionary. And that describes the moment. I want to show you a video. One of our guys, Kanui, you here? Kanui. Kanui over there. Kanui is a Kolohi guy. Kanui, come here, sit down, please. We need to blame somebody, so we can blame you. Okay, this Kanui was lazy, so he decided in Lolopua he gonna put this up and leave them and let the camera just do its own thing. Right? He did a time lapse. Watch what happens in the time lapse. Okay? The shadow. Okay? Watch the shadow. Everything went. And you know what? I've been trying to talk about this to us over here, and it's hard to explain what happens. You know, the manna coming and this coming, and it's all gonna kind of things gonna, energy is gonna. I had a hard time explaining, but this guy over here went put a time lapse. He went go do something, left this thing going. When he came back, he went look at this. He thought, Olohe, look, what happened? What happened? What did you guys see? Huh? Energy. Manna, panna, ha, all those energies that are out there came together. And this isn't just an event on a calendar. This is something that happens. It happens for real. Okay, so I'm going to stop right now and give you guys an opportunity to ask questions. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Is Lolopua a day or a moment in time? Like, is it as soon as the sun hits directly?
Okay, you folks ever heard of Lahaina Noon? Lahaina Noon, when there is no shadow. That is Lolopua. It happens about 12:30 something on the designated day. It actually happens 3 days in a row. But there is one day that is the central day. Really good question. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Well, you mentioned Mugwa perpetuate this practice in Hana.
In Hana, yeah.
I was just curious what that looked like growing up for you.
What is that?
What did that look like growing up for you with your tutu teaching you about Lolopua or what you learned in Hana growing up?
Well, like I said, it wasn't until I was 14 when I left Hana and came to Honolulu and realized nobody else was. We thought everybody drink ava, everybody had Lolopua, everybody did all these things, right? Because we did it out there in Hana. Right? And it wasn't only Hana, a lot of small places around. Right? And sometimes we used to travel, Hana, Huelo, other places, Naiku, go drink ava, Lolopua, but all in the very secluded areas. So you said, what does it feel like?
What did it look like? Was it the same thing? You guys always just drink alcohol and you guys built a nuku.
What's that?
So you guys would build a nuku growing up and drink alcohol on those days.
Well, I have to admit that we never built a new tower because the ministers felt it was not appropriate for the Christian beliefs. So we did what he did, the pole. We do the pole. Okay? And we kind of do it sneaky, kind. I got to tell you a story. In Hana, when I was small, all the churches, they fight. They're like, who's going to have service? Okay? And so what they did, the kupuna got together and said, brought the churches together. Say Catholic, you get first Sunday, Protestant, you get second Sunday, stuff like that. So everybody had their time, right, for the religion. 2-3 hours every Sunday, we dress up with our best clothes. We hammer our shoes because you were in your formal when you had no shoes, right? And we go church, and after church we paina, and then where we go? We're going to hell. Right? And so, but we were not allowed to build a new tower because it was against religion. So what we did was we put the pole up. Right? We had certain trees that represented the Lolopua time. So I hope that answered your question.
You guys would grow your own awa too.
Oh yeah, of course, because we get the best. Huh?
I see Ono the awa from Maui.
Oh yeah, the cavaloctones inside the yellow. Ooh, sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah. Any other question? Yes, sir.
Why is it against Christianity?
All the religions frowned on us building cultural things because it kind of draw our attention away from their religion. And so, when you grow up in those kind of places, you learn that the religions need to be dominant at certain times. But we need to be who we are. Right? Remember the first one? Ovai oi. We are who we are. And so we respected the ministers that said, oh, you cannot build a new tower. Stuff like that because whatever the reason. So we don't care. So we just put up a pole. We continue to do what we did.
So what was the purpose of the new tower? Was it was some sort of shrine? Or why did it pose a threat to religion?
You really have to ask the religion because to us it was our natural thing, supposed to be our natural thing. But anything we did that took our attention away from religion was not considered good at the time. And besides that, we all had to go to religion school. I had to go Catholic school, be altar boy, and then the next Sunday, which is Protestant day, so we go and do the Bible class, and then the next week was Buddhist, we had to learn that, all of that we had to learn. But as soon as that was over, Hawaii oi, Hawaii aho, I'm Hawaiian. Mm-hmm. We never questioned why they said we no can. So okay, they can make you happy. When you power, you go. They had to go to different villages, right? And we did. So the why the Christianity had a hard time with what we were doing, you got to go ask them. It wasn't going to stop us. But that's an interesting question. Why was it such a threat? Ma'am?
Is there a protocol for the rest of the day? Is there a protocol for the rest of the day, or is it just while the sun is directly overhead?
Usually, no, that's it. That moment, leading up to that moment. Yes, sir.
Because the sun is moving, Lolopua on Kauai is going to be a slightly different time than Lolopua on going of the month, right? It changes a little bit because the sun moving, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's only 15 minutes from one side of the street to the other, but
From one side of the. Okay. Give you an example. We have those days. You remember those days? The sun hit land for the first time at South Point on the Big Island. 4 days later, the sun going to hit Kona. 5 days later, the sun going to hit Maui. Okay? 1 day later, going to hit Hana. 1 day later, going to hit Lahaina. 4 days later, it's going to hit Kualoa. And then I think about 5 days later, it's going to hit Kauai. That's how the sun travels. And what we do is we follow it. We go to the different islands and follow it. We've been kind of like trying to do it, kind of hard, you know, airline ticket, you know, all that kind of stuff like that. But, you know, our plan next year is to get a grant, get funds, go talk to Hawaiian Airlines or whatever, so that when the sun hits South Point, we want to be there. When the sun hits Kona, and Kona is important because that's where Kamehameha Maki. That's where our couple system stopped. So we want to go Kona. This past year we went to Kona, and then we go Hana, then we go Iao, and then we come in here, and we're going to keep going, follow. And when the sun come back, we're going to go back opposite. We're going to follow back down. We calling that project that we're working on, that we hoping to plan, the Lolopua Huakai. We want to do that next year. But as a nation, we need a central place. As a Hawaiian nation, we need a central place. Where is that place? Where is that place that we can say, if somebody, like say from Aotearoa, come and say, where is your cultural place? We got to pick that place. We have to say, this is the place. Where do you think that place should be? How do you think we should pick that place?
Is that pertaining to just that month, or is that all the time through the whole process of and not?
A central place where we say, this is the place. And you know what? Our ancestors picked the place already. They picked the place. It is up to us to try and figure out what the ancestors did to pick that place. How did they pick that place? Let me ask you something. Who is our first ancestor? Who is our first ancestor? We all come from this one ancestor. Who is that? Who's that? Who is that ancestor? No, hello is the kind. Ancestor. Who is the first ancestor? Do we know our history? Maui. Maui is our first ancestor. If you look at era 16 in the Kumulipo, when Maui died, humanity began. And Maui's Piko was taken to where? In the Kumulipo. Where? Huh? And what's the name of the place?
It was like a Kahalu'u or here.
What does Kualo mean?
Along back.
Kua, ancestor. Loa, father's ancestor. In the Kumulipo, Maui's Piko was cut and given to Hakipu'u and Kualoa to start humanity. So where did we decide to put our Anu'u tower? Kualoa. And Kualoa said, okay, you can. Our model over here. We are in the process of building an Anu'u tower here on Kualoa.
So kind of, well, what you were saying earlier about who are you and why are you here? For me, and what even brought me to Lua is making things. It's just I make things. I was making weapons. Somehow weapons got me introduced to the Lua practice and everything. But so that's just what I do. And I sometimes make things without even wondering why or anything. But often when things need to be made, people ask me. And at Kula, they've been practicing Lolopua and planning on creating a permanent Lanu'u tower. And so last year, actually 2 years ago, we decided to make a prototype and a place right up here, platform, the rocks were laid. And this was made as the prototype. 1 inch would equal 1 foot. So this would be a 50-foot tall Lanu'u. And what it has is a very small hole in the top. So when the sun is directly over this, which is removable, it's only there during the day. So most of the year it would be like this, open. When the day is approaching, it would be covered. The light would come in, illuminate, and down here, the tanoa would glow as it did in the photograph and embody the mana of the sun. So this is kind of a collaborative project. This was just, this is the prototype to show what we can do, what the scale would look like, and
Okay, Malo.
make
Thank
it
you so much, man.
full scale.
For the last 2 years, we've been working on a site up here, made the rock formations and everything. Of course, we got a little held up because of permitting and stuff like that, but that's not going to stop us, And it's going to look something like this. This one is made to look 50 feet. I'm not sure we're going to go that high, but 50 feet is pretty high. And we're going to make a permanent one here. And this is the one that we're going to look at because this is where Maui's Pico ended up at. And the place is called Kua Loa, the farthest ancestors. And that's what we're going to do. Any further questions? Yes.
So just to clarify the purpose of the Kapi'ioho Tower, is it to just be able to tell us when exactly the sun is overhead and to get the energy and the mana?
Well, not just to tell us that. It's to tell us now is the moment, this is the place, this is the time. So somebody had a question? Yes, sir.
Do you feel anything during that time?
You what?
Do you feel anything? You feel the mana?
Do I feel it?
Or, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I do. But how do you get modern people to start hemu and stop all that stuff and come, right, and start to feel it? How do we get our own people? How do we go to other nations and say, come to our place and feel it? That's what we do here. We invite people to come and feel the mana of Lua and feel all these things. How do you get to get people to do it? You get their interest and just say, come. Any other questions? Sir.
So I think I understand the significance and the height of the tower and all that. But if you're picking a location on the windward side of the side, it's quite possible it might be overcast at that specific point in time, right? That's just how it is.
Yeah, that we don't control. We just hope, and so far we've been pretty lucky, that
Years ago, there was a solar eclipse and it was cloudy. So a lot of people came to Hawaii to watch it, but it was too cloudy to see. So that's just nature, right?
well, yeah, that's just nature, and we don't charge, so if they came and lost some money in it, that's not why they came. Yeah. But that happens. We don't control that. But at that moment, rain or shine, all my life, I've done it. Right? And it wasn't shining every time. But I tell you what, you'd be surprised sometimes just at that moment, the sun going to shine, right? And the light going to come. You had a question?
So if you place like one tower on the east side of the island and the west side of the island, are they different, or does the sun? Because the sun would be above them at different times, or no?
Exactly.
Okay.
They're not going to be, like Maui. First it hits Hana. Right? No. First it hits Kihei, Wailea, then Hana, then Lahaina. Right? So the sun moves. Not going to hit the same place every time. But for us, we kind of been calculating when we should be where, so that we're going to be at that significant place.
So we make the tower based on where the significant place is, and we celebrate Olohe.
At that place, at that moment. Okay, yeah, let me help you out a little bit. Why do we call it Anu'u? Okay, you heard of leva. Leva. Space. We belong in certain spaces. We don't belong in any kind of place. We only belong in certain space. Right? From the top of your head to the ground, it's called leva, makua, leva. That's where we belong, with our feet on the ground. From the top of our head to the top of the tree, leva lani leva. From the top of our head to the top of the tree. Who belong there? Us. No? Who belong there? Who? The birds. Who else? Who else belong there? Leva lani leva. Who else belong there?
Certain flowers, yeah.
Huh?
Flowers of the tree, yeah. They
Well,
go down 'cause of
that's
flowers.
part of the tree, but what other being lives belongs there? Who?
Bugs.
No.
Is that manu?
The manu? Yeah, that's the bird. Okay, let me help you guys. Anyone that wears feathers, lani, right? The chiefs who wear feathers. The reason they wear feathers is because they belong on a higher level than us. Right? So over here is feathers. Okay? From the trees to the end of the blue sky is called levanu. Who belong there? The sun, the moon, and the clouds. Okay. Leva makua. Who belongs there? That is where Po is at. Who's that? Our ancestor spirits. Okay. Above that, Levalani. Who belongs there? Lani, stars. And above that is what? Levaloa. Who belongs in Levaloa? Io. You got the idea. Okay? what we call Uli. That's where the Ha comes. Ha comes from the middle of the universe. Okay. So we make a Nu'u tower. The Nu'u tower goes up to Nu'u. That's why it's called a Nu'u tower. Goes up to Nu'u. And from there, Ka'onohi o Kala. Ka'onohi o Kala. Ka'onohi o Kala. Olelo mai? Ka'onohi o Kala. What is Ka'onohi o Kala? The eye of the sun. Ka'onohi o Kala comes from Nu'u down to us. That's why it's called a Nu'u tower, because the tower goes up to Nu'u, grabs the eye of the sun, brings it down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our culture. We're forgetting our culture. This is what our ancestors taught us. To understand, first question, what is the meaning of existence? Who are you? And second question, what is the meaning of life? The sun. We are the Kanakahelela. Where the sun goes, we go. Every living thing in existence moves when the sun moves. It doesn't matter if they're up in Alaska, when the sun moves, they move. But us, we move with the sun. We go with the sun. We are the Kanakahelela. That's what makes us. My first question was, how we know we're native? How we know we have ancestors? Because they teach us these things. Help us understand who we are. How am I doing today? What? Almost.
Oh.
The what?
You have all the time you want.
Oh, whatever time I want. Oh, it's okay. Okay, I like tell you about the canoe, everything. No. Let's talk about culture. Any questions? Anything? This is how we understand who we are as Hawaiian people. As all native people. They understand who they are. Ovahi oi. Who you? Are you real? Or are you only here sitting down looking at the sky? You have a purpose for being here? Or did you come with an attitude? Ovai oi. Second question is, what is the meaning of life? Life is where the sun goes. If you don't go with the sun, you lost. Any final questions?
So
Yes, sir.
at the time, you said you're drinking lava, but what else? Were you sitting? Were you doing a ha just talking?
Yes. You're doing everything cultural. You didn't go Kauai with us. What we did in Kauai, not Kauai, Big Island, Kona. Your parents were there?
Yeah.
They were with us. What did we do there? Everything was Hawaiian. We did Ailolo, we did Ava, we did Haka. Everything to let our ancestors know, guess what? We know who we are. We know when. Did we do that for the ancestors? No, we did that for us. To remind us, remind our little kids. Hey, that's what we do. That's our purpose. What is our purpose for being here? For the Moai? Good question. And next year, when the sun come back, the word going out. And all these guys back there, they're going to be making plans. We're going to be there, drink our. Any other questions? Any of the old, the senior guys have questions? I want to thank you for your time. I hope you understood what I was talking about. And if I offended any of you, I'm truly sorry. Mahalo nui.